Columbia's Department of Special Events presents at this time a special transatlantic broadcast linking London and Chicago, bringing you a two-way conversation between that famous radio pair, Lum and Abner. For the first time in their 8 years on the air, Lum and Abner are separated. Chester Lauck, who plays the role of Lum Edwards, is on a vacation tour of Europe with Mrs. Lauck and a group of friends. In London, he's pausing long enough to call up his old friend Abner in Chicago, played by Norris Goff, who interrupted a fishing trip in Wisconsin to return to the air for this transatlantic broadcast. Continuing the story of their famous radio serial, sponsored by the makers of Postum, you will remember that when Lum and Abner signed off for the summer, Lum was leaving for London to claim an inheritance supposedly left by some remote ancestor. He's written Abner back home that he will telephone him from England to tell him about the inheritance. So now, in an actual two-way conversation between London and Chicago, we bring you Lum and Abner.
I think that's our ring, Squire. I'll answer it just a like. Yeah, more likely somebody wants... Hello? Jot'em down, store.
Long distance calling, Mr. Peabody.
This is me.
Just a moment, please. Here's your patty. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Abner.
Yeah. Who is this?
This is Lum.
Who?
Lum Abner. Can't you hear me?
Yeah, but when did you get back? I thought you were still in England.
I am.
Well, wait a minute. This ain't no ghost talking to me, is it?
No, it's me, I tell you, and don't argue with me. I've got something of importance to tell you, and it's costing me $10 a minute to talk to you on this telephone. So I gotta hurry.
Telephone? From England?
Yeah, now listen.
Lum, you're just joshing. They couldn't run these telephone poles clean across the ocean. Wouldn't have no place to set them.
Well, it don't go over regular telephone wires. I'm talking to you on a shortwave radio.
Well, I'm using a telephone.
Well, I am too, but it's hooked up with shortwave.
Signals like Boy Scouts uses?
No, for goodness sake. Well, what difference does it make?
Well, I want to know how we're doing this.
Well, I don't know myself. They tried to explain it to me, but...
Did you say we're on the radio now?
Yeah, that's right. Not a regular telephone.
Well, first time I was ever on the radio. We ought to sing or do something. If you'll just wait a minute while I'll run over to the place and get Elizabeth down here with her guitar.
Well, I ain't got time for you to get nobody down there, Abner. This is costing me $10
I'll
a minute.
sing something by myself then. She's only a bird in a gilded cage.
Abner.
A beautiful sight to see. But her beauty was so for a old man's gold.
Abner, will you set that up? There ain't nobody hearing it but me, and I ain't going to pay no $10 a minute to sit here and listen to you sing.
Well, if we're on the radio, why, you don't know who all's hearing it.
Well, this ain't no regular radio, though. This is short wave. Regular radio is long wave.
Well, you must have that mixed up, Lum. This must be the long wave we're using her. You couldn't hear me clean over there in England.
No, I ain't mixed up no such a thing. The short wave is longer than the long wave.
Well,
The long wave is the short one, and the short wave is the long one. If you want to talk a long ways, you use the short wave, and if... Well, here I am spending $10 a minute trying to explain something to you that you won't understand again and get done.
I won't, huh?
I could send you to school cheaper than that.
Well, school ain't started here yet. And besides, I don't want to go to school no way.
Well, just forget about that. What I called you up about, I wanted to tell you that...
Hey, you having a good time, Lum?
Huh?
How do you like England?
Oh, fine.
Well...
How's Elizabeth and Gretchen and little Pearl?
Oh, just fine.
You been catching any fish?
Well, no, I ain't to speak of. I've been out lots, but I ain't done no good. It just seems like the elements is all against us.
Yeah,
we've had too much rain into here. The water's awful high.
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing some wonderful sights.
Well, bless your heart.
You know that actor feller that I got acquainted with on the boat?
Yeah, you writ me about him at Meech's?
Yeah, he taken down sick, you know.
Well, I do know.
Yeah, they had
But
to
how do you
operate
seem
on
to
him.
be getting along?
Oh, just fine.
Yes, huh?
Everybody's been awful nice.
Well, I do know.
They talk just like we do over here, only
do?
different.
Well,
Can't pronounce the words very good.
uh-huh. Well, did you get seasick going over on the boat?
Well, they said that's what it was, but personal, I don't think so. Just a boat rocking never would have made nobody as sick as I was. I think I was poisoned.
You have?
I was.
Oh.
I'm all right now.
Uh-huh.
I wish you could have sold that boat.
Well,
Had anything beat I ever seen in my life.
Cedric's got a new boat, too.
Well, this one's bigger than Cedric's. I know. That thing's bigger than the hotel in there at the county seat.
Well, for the land's sake.
Oh, they had entertainment on the boat and everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we win the ship's pool coming over.
You did?
Yeah, nearly $900.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
Everybody got up and performed, and I sung, and they had an orchestra, and we danced.
On the boat you danced?
Yes, sir.
Well, now, you better be careful about such as that, Lum. You're liable to tip that thing over. You know better than to stand up in a boat.
Oh, this is too big for that. We had a regular square dance and everything. None of them knowed how to square dance till I learned them how. Then we had one every night, and I done the calling for them.
Oh, well, that ain't nothing. We've had 2 square dances here since you left.
2 of them.
Yes, sir.
Granted. Quick as I leave town, they start turning the town upside down with a bunch of social activities. How was the 4th of July picnic?
Oh, it's over. We done had the 4th of July over here. Did you have a good time?
Well, I was on the train. But I asked about it over here in England, and they don't have it over here.
Don't have a 4th of July?
Well, they have it, but they don't celebrate it.
Well, what date do they celebrate it on?
Well, they don't. That's what I'm talking about. They never heard of it.
Well, do they have Christmas and New Year's?
Oh, yeah, sure, but they don't have the 4th of July or Thanksgiving either, or Washington's birthday.
Oh, well, I'd a whole lot rather live over here than where a feller gets a holiday once in a while.
Well, here we get to talking here. I want to tell you what I called up about.
When are you going to Paris, Lum?
Well, I'm going to Holland and then to Belgium before I hit Paris.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Well, woman that you writ me about, that girl you met on the boat?
Yeah.
Harriet Wood, I believe you said her name was?
Yeah, well, she's here with me.
She is?
Yeah, right now.
Well, are you a sparking her?
A little on the side. Don't you tell that on me around Pine Ridge there now.
I won't breathe it to a soul, not a soul. Now, you be careful now. Don't hop the broomstick while you're over there.
Oh, I ain't.
You just take
How's everybody there in Pine Ridge? How's Cedric and Grandpappy Spears?
Just fine. Grandpap's just looking spry every day.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
still
how's little
running the store.
Nancy and Shirley Mae?
Well, just fine. Oh, just fine as silk.
That's good.
Well, sir, it sure is good to hear your voice.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. I forgot what I called you up about that,
Just a minute, Lum. Huh?
What did you
Just
start
a minute.
saying?
There's a customer coming in. Hold the phone just a minute till I wait on him.
Well, here, Abner.
Never mind. Wait a minute, never mind. Squire said he'd wait on him for me.
Well, I can't stand here and hold a wire at $10 a minute while you sell somebody 10 cents worth of potatoes.
Potatoes? How'd you know that's what she wanted? Dime's worth of potatoes, Squire. Lum, could you tell that all the way from England? Just a minute, wait a minute, Lum. I believe you're wrong. She's looking at the dress goods.
Abner, I called you up to tell you about my inheritance.
Yes, sir, that's what she's doing, buying a dress pattern. It's the winter Abernathy, and she's got a whole garden full of potatoes, Lum.
Abner, I'll write you a letter about that inheritance of mine. I just looked at the clock, and I've already talked up $90-some-odd worth.
Well, how you coming on that inheritance? You ain't said nothing about it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you for 10 minutes, and every time I start...
Oh, Squire says to tell you hello, Lum.
Tell him hello.
And the winter Abernathy, she says hello.
Oh, well, tell her hello. I've seen some lawyers when I first got over here.
Wait just a minute, Lum, just a minute. What is it, Squire?
I said to tell Lum to drop me a line the first chance he gets and tell me all about his trip.
Oh, well, he says he's having a fine time.
Well, what has he found out about his inheritance? Has he gotten the money yet?
Well, I don't know. He's just fixing to tell me now. Hello? You started to tell me about the inheritance, Lum. Did you get it? Lum? Lum? Hello? Well, reckon he's hung up. Hello? Well, I never said goodbye. Well, that crazy idiot. Called me all the way over here from London to tell me about that inheritance and then forget and hung up the phone before he done it. Absent-mindedest fella I ever seen in my life, that Lum Abner.
Transatlantic broadcast, which brought to you in a two-way conversation between London, England, and Chicago, Illinois, the voices of Lum and Abner, the famous radio pair now enjoying their first vacation from the air in 8 years. Chester Lauck, who plays Lum Edwards, spoke from London, England, to Norris Goff, here in Chicago, who plays Abner. This was a presentation of Columbia's Department of Special Events. Lum and Abner will return to the air when the serial resumes on September 5th. Lum and Abner will return to the air with the resumption of their serial September 5th. This is Paul Doughty speaking from Columbia Chicago Studios in the Wrigley Building. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.